Yeah, thank you guys for being here. I know there's a lot going on, so appreciate your loyalty. Just really great team win today. Every game in this league is just it's a battle, and you got to be ready, and everyone's so important. So to be able to get our first win this season in conference play and protect our home court is obviously really big. And thought it was a very balanced team effort. Obviously, Jen made a lot of great plays, and I thought Gretchen was huge. Obviously, coming off the bench and having her back, and just being able to be that fuel on the fire, coming off scoring 5 quick points. She hit 3 threes. Just was really key in this win. But really proud of our guys, and big win. And now, like I said, you can't get too high, too low in this league. You got to get back at it and prepare for Washington.
Shauna, I guess to shoot 38 free throws tonight. Just what was working to be able to get to the line as much as you did, and was that maybe an emphasis that you felt like with the dribble drive you were going to be able to get to the basket like you did?
Yeah, that was something, obviously, you guys know we've done that at a pretty high level all year. We've been consistent with really getting downhill and putting pressure on defense. It was something I really, just from watching film, really thought that we could attack them, one-on-one, and just, again, do what we've been pretty successful at all year, and trying to get them and again, putting pressure on the rim. And we did that early. We were able to get the big kid out early. And then we kept going and kept going. And that was, that's the difference, right? We scored 30 points from the free throw line. We got to continue with that attack mindset.
Gretchen had some early foul trouble, had some time on the bike between quarters as well, I guess. What did it take for her to get back into a groove in that second half?
Yeah, she had the 2, and I saw her say, "Don't take me out." And then I took her on there and put her right back in. I'm like, you know what? I don't want her to get cold anyways as she's coming, off of being out for a little while. So I said, what the heck, and play her with 2 fouls. And I thought she was, again, really key, and was able to spread the floor more. Another ball handler, someone else we could get going downhill, except for, instead of going heavy with Dal, heavy with Jazz, just another playmaker out there. So she just was, again, that spark and instant offense is a game changer for this team.
I know Deja Kelly is someone you really kind of circled going into the game. I know you switched up, who we had guarding her. What did you kind of see from your team, I guess, just against her and then just in general defensively tonight?
I thought, again, just from initial, obviously I'll go back and break it down, but initially I thought our defense was really good. I thought this was one of our better defensive games. I thought our ball screen coverage, we haven't iced really all year, and we went to an ice and we executed. We've done it the past 2 days in practice at a high level, and I thought we executed it really well tonight. And with that, we were able to take Deja kind of out of her sweet spots, which is that Big Ten logo. We were really trying to keep her on one side of the floor. We started Dal on her, then we went Jazz on her, and then we were kind of back and forth. And we made her work for everything. She was 5 for 15 from the field and 14 points. So, and only 2 assists. So that's good. That's what we wanted her to do. We knew she was going to get points, but you want her to really work for them. And I think we got her frustrated a little bit, but she's an unbelievable player with the ability to go off at any time. So you're constantly worried about her. But really proud of our guys for locking in on the scout, and execution level defensively I thought was a high level today.
You've said time and time again that home court is gold in this league. What does it mean to get a home win against a team like Oregon that you only get once?
Yeah, it's huge. I said every win. I don't care who it is in this league. If you can find a way to win a Big Ten game, it's so important. So, but then you can't. Like we were looking at the scores coming up, and Washington beat Northwestern, I think, by like 19. It's like, oh, well, you can't really be too excited for too long. You got to go right in, especially in these 2-day preps. You got to go right in and now start preparing for a really good Washington team, which is going to play a little bit different than an Oregon team. And I thought our defense and how we played, we changed Oregon. Like I told Kelly after the game and in the handshake line, I'm like, he's like small ball at its finest. I'm like, yeah, you guys have never done that. I've never seen them. Not one possession all year and all the film we've watched go small. And he went, you guys made us, we had to. So I think we kind of changed how they were playing because of our aggressiveness and our, our ability to do some things against their bigs and then also get downhill.
a lot of these close games last year, maybe you didn't get the win. What does it say maybe about the maturity and the difference of this group to be able to pull out a close one in the Big Ten and maybe a difference maker, do you feel like, tonight?
Yeah, that's why this game, I'm just really, really proud and happy for this group. Again, we've been through a lot, we've been through a lot and people in and out and people having to, play different positions and do this, do that, play maybe more minutes here. And it's just, when you face adversity throughout the season and then, they're able to just stay focused. We had 2 great days of prep, so I felt good coming in. But I just think that this was a really big game for us in our confidence and knowing, what we're capable of doing. And it wasn't pretty the whole game. I think we went on an 8-minute scoring drought in the second. 22 turnovers. Like, there's so much we got to clean up, but to find a way, and even when it's ugly, you find a way to win. In our defense and our rebounding will always keep us in the position to win. And that's the difference in the maturity we've talked about with you guys from last year. We held them to 59 points, and we out-rebounded them 45-32. We got to continue to do that.
In the fourth quarter, there was a moment where you had maybe 3 or 4 players with 4 fouls on the board. I guess, what does it say about you and your trust in these players to play out the game and just not foul out, knowing that overtime, might be on the cards?
I think it's trust, and then you go with kind of, I'm a feel person, and I wanted to stay with that lineup. Again, they were small, so we had to go small. Kind of matchups and who was really, they were at the fourth, they just ended up spreading us and driving us. Again, they went away from all their sets and all their horns action, all their stuff trying to pound the ball inside, and they just went essentially 4 out and at times 5 out and just screen and drive. So we needed to keep our guards out there, and I just felt like that group was doing the best job of keeping their defender or their offensive player in front of them.
You kind of referenced it earlier, but just from Jen tonight to get to the line like she did, what did you kind of see from her to be able to get to the line 17 times tonight?
That's crazy. She was 16 for 17, right, and only made 3 shots. And ended up, and she started that from the beginning. She was key in the beginning of just getting downhill and just being relentless and finding a way to draw fouls. That's what you expect and what I expect out of Jen and out of, a fifth-year point guard, someone to run us and really put us on her back. And there was times she did that. Again, she didn't play a perfect game, but she played her butt off. She played almost the entire game. And she controlled us and made plays when she had to. And again, that's what you want out of your point guard. So I could not be more happy for Jen and proud of her. And and that's what we're going to need out of her. She's our main point guard right now with Makaira out. So she's going to have to play a lot of minutes and put us on her back at times. And I think it's good confidence for her to have that, and see the success of it tonight.
You had kind of referenced just Gretchen being pretty much very little practice time ahead of this game. What, allowed her to be able to come out and play tonight and have the success that she did given how limited opportunity she got in practice?
I think it shows the type of, number one competitor she is, and she's a baller. She was ready. She really only practiced the last 2 days. Now credit her because she has been just super consistent in her rehab and her conditioning and running on the Alter G and doing everything we can to keep her in condition without the pounding on her knee. And then I think in the game, it just, your competitiveness and it just takes over. And she did that from the start. We went to her right away. And she, as soon as she scored that downhill fading away, it was good to have that back. Everybody good? All right. Thank you, guys.